Hello everyone, this is Frugal Panda here with just a video, a follow-up to the Zenroll C1 folding fat tire e-bike that I have. This is just a quick ride around actually Aurora, Colorado, which is a suburb. Uh, Denver, its own city, about 200,000 people live here. This is on more on the outskirts. This area, this is like truly the suburbs of it. We're closer to Parker, Colorado. Now, with that being said, um, this area has lots of, man-made trails, suburban trails, stuff like that. So this was a day, it was probably in the 50s. The temperature dropped actually fairly fast by the time I got outside because I work night shift. So by the time I actually hopped on the bike, it was getting closer to the evening. It was still a great day, and I said, let me pull on the bikes out. Now, as I'm riding the Zenroll, don't worry, I'm going to do more videos in regards to my Electric X Premium. I'll do a few on the Rad Power Mini, because it's very similar to the Rad Expand. But I'll do some on the Electric X Premium. So don't think I'm not like doing any videos or follow-ups to my Electric X Premium because I do use it. But this is Colorado, so the weather has been, fairly cold. It's been hit and miss, and I just been unlucky enough to miss the good days. And honestly, I also was gone for a couple weeks when I went to Portugal, so which was a blast. That was really a blast. But anyway, let's get to this bike. This bike cost me $699, and I want to thank everyone who clicks on my links because majority of the money that I paid for this bike actually came out of Amazon gifts cards or gift certificates from people clicking on links and purchasing stuff or purchasing whatever through the Amazon links. So anyway, yeah, this is mostly out of that money. But as far as this bike goes itself, for $699, this is a darn good bike. I was on the fence about getting an electric XP Lite, and it's not to say that I may not get the electric XP Lite, but I think if I go to a bigger bike again, it will be the electric XP 3.0 long range. If I get rid of the electric X Premium, which there is a possibility that I do get rid of it, just because I like hub motors better. I know some people like the mid drives. I like the hubs, just how I ride and stuff like that. I do pedal and all that stuff, but I am a lazy rider, and I don't really like having to change gears all the time. And that new electric XP 3.0, and really the cargo bike too, but I just don't, I need something that folds. It sounds really good to me. Now, with that being said, this Zenroll for $699, this is way better than electric XP Lite, guys. Don't let anybody tell you that XP Lite compares to this bike. This bike will go over 30 miles an hour. The motor is good. It's a Bafang, has Shimano gears, the lower end ones, just like the electric XPs did. I honestly can't really tell the difference between this and my old electric XP 1.0, which I really do miss. I really like that bike. Um, I kind of regret getting rid of it. I had a bad history in the beginning of it, it breaking down and all that stuff. But after that, it's I don't know. It just became it. I liked it. This reminds me of that bike. It's just faster. I like that you can actually pedal it, believe it or not, and you can pedal it and use the throttle at the same time, and the throttle keeps going and going and going. Does it slow down on hills? Yes, it does, just like the electric XP, but I think it handles the hills a little bit better. The battery range on it's about the same as my old electric XP. It may be a little more voltage on it, not for sure. You'd have to look at the specs. I can't think off the top of my head. I think it's 10 amp, but don't quote me on that. Now, but the battery itself, these batteries are cookie cutter batteries. This will electric XP. If I had my old electric XP, which now I kind of regret getting rid of it, it would have fit in here and it would have worked with it. They're the same batteries. With that being said, it has shocks on the front of it. I usually leave them locked. I like a stiffer ride. That's why, after I start realizing I don't really care for the shocks as much. There's nothing wrong with them, don't get me wrong, but I'm riding a fat tire bike. So it has a little cushion anyway, you know what I mean? But as far as how it rides and stuff, it rides good, everyone. This is a bare bones bike, so it has no rear rack. It has no mud guards, all that. I put some $8 mud guards. You can make your own, but I paid $8. Got some mud guards off Amazon to protect the shocks and stuff. And it does protect keep some of the mud off the bike. Be honest, if you want to go that route, you buy two sets of them or make two sets of them or make a longer set, and then you got a lot more coverage. But as far as that, I rode it on this day, and I don't think I had any mud on me or anything like that. I did ride on a muddy thing, but this is not going to cover you as much as, say, like a longer, um, actually, mud guards or fenders per se. I guess you call these mud guards more than you call them fenders, but it did the job fine. Um, but riding this, oh, it's a blast to ride. I really like it. it doesn't scream like my electric XP. My electric XP started, it was kind of screamed at. You could hear it coming a mile away. I'm not saying this is quiet. It's just not as loud as my old electric XP 1.0. Now, and you can say, don't think I'm bashing the electric XP 1.0 or anything like that. I'm just that I think it's a fair comparison because their specs are about the same. Um, Everything like that. This has a great actual display on it. It has an electronic horn, which is really loud. I always forget about it. It's pretty simple to turn the headlight on, which works about like all the others I have. As far as comparison, this bike is probably 50 some pounds, I would guess. It's of course less than the Rad Mini, and guaranteed is less than Electric X Premium. And that's because it doesn't have metal fenders and all that. And one thing I realized, next bike I get, I'm going to have plastic fenders on it. Whether I have to paint them or not a big deal. Those metal fenders, they're really cool, but honestly, you're carrying around a lot of needless weight with you, to be honest with you. And it's not a big deal when you're it's a folding bike, but let's be honest, I'm not trying to throw my back out putting bikes up in my vehicles all the time like that. And that's half the hassle that irritates me with these bikes is getting them up and down. So that's what kind of put me towards the electric XP Lite. And I'm not saying I might still get that bike. That's just to be honest with people. I may still get that bike, just or a bike similar to that, because I do like a light bike you can yank out. I'm also looking at getting another scooter, but not like the 1,000 watt one I had that would go like 25 miles an hour. No, just something simple. I don't need to go 30 miles an hour, but I'm just letting you guys know this will do 30 some miles an hour. I say about 32 miles an hour. It'll say 36, but the MPHs will be off on these. I say it's more like 30, 32 miles an hour is what it really is. It's more than 28 though. I can definitely tell you that. Now, with that being said, would I recommend this bike? Yes, I would. If you're starting out, you don't want to spend a bunch of money, and you're not for sure if you like a bike or not, get this. You'll figure out if you're going to enjoy this, and not to mention, it's not a bunch of money. Get you some good locks, but if something was to happen to it, you paid $699. You didn't pay like say my Electric X Premium, 1900 $1,900 type of thing. So you can figure out. I'm more about now anymore just being able to cruise when I'm on vacation or riding around. 19, 20 miles is good for me just to fly around and stuff like that. So. But anyway, I hope this helps some people out there that are interested in this bike. I think it's a decent bike. I think it does what it needs to do. 699. As far as speed and performance and quality, I say it's better than the electric XP Lite just because you're getting a 350-watt motor versus this, which is 500 with 750 peak power, and is a lot faster. And weighs maybe a little bit more. I would guess this probably weighs 5 to 7 pounds more than that one. Which you got to think about. This is the size of an electric XP, and a little bit bigger than probably my Rad Mini, which I haven't talked about in a little while. I'll do an update on the Rad Mini if anybody's curious on it. It's still a good bike though. Anyway, y'all, this is Frugal Panda. Thanks for watching. Links in the description. Everyone, have a good day. Frugal Panda is out.